I'm Hannah Showalter, and the purpose of this project is to see how others perceive me as a person. I was born into a strict Christian household. My parents were pastors with very different backgrounds, both equally traumatic. They used religion as a way to excuse their past. As the pastor's daughter, I was forced to believe in whatever my parents did. My parents sculpted my personality and didn't give me the chance to experience anything. It wasn't until my parents divorced when I finally had the opportunity. Since my father left us, I was forced to take on a new role that an 8-year-old shouldn't have had to. After my father had left, I was forced to go to public school. The kids at school were not very accepting, and I got bullied because of my race. These events, along with others, forced me to become a tougher person. You may think that tough is good, and it is, but I let it get the best of me. I let it affect how I viewed and treated others. I became so caught up in trying to protect myself that I created a bigger problem within. I started to shut out people who really cared about me. I even got to the point where I wouldn't let anyone see me hurt. My friends and family didn't even know who I was, and as sad as it is to say, neither did I. I started to have some serious problems with my mom, and it resulted in even more hurt and pain. Soon after, I started with therapy. My therapist really helped me in ways that I can't even explain. A weight was lifted off my chest, and I could finally open up to people. I'm not gonna lie, even now I still have a wall up, but it's not as bad as it was before. I'm still afraid of what people will think of me, and even though sometimes I might not act like I care, I really do. Despite that fear, I have developed many great friendships, and I've learned how to love and treat others how I'd like to be treated. Most importantly, I've come to know myself and how I like things. I know my personality and how I work best. Now that I'm sure of myself, I know that other people can be too. What is your name?
Imani Brown.
How and when did you meet Hannah?
I met Hannah my sophomore year at Clark Central, and I met her through a mutual friend of ours.
What was your first impression of Hannah?
I thought that Hannah might be a little mean, but when I first spoke to her and actually got to know her, I knew she was a really, really nice person.
Now that you know Hannah, what is your impression of her?
I think she is a person that's reserved, but once you get to know her, she's a really amazing person, and once she lets you close enough to see who she truly is, she's the kind of friend that you want to keep for a lifetime.
What is your name?
Wesley Turner.
What was your first impression of Hannah?
I thought she was mean or nice or whatever, until I first met you.
Now that you know Hannah, what is your impression of her?
She's a great person.
If Hannah were a food, what kind of food would she be?
A green apple,
Why?
sour and sweet. She's half sour, 50-50. Happy one time and mad next.
What is your name?
Jasmine Freeman.
What was your first impression of Hannah?
Oh, I didn't know, once I heard the name Hannah, I didn't know who she was. I didn't, till I was at Cedars for freshman year, so I heard the name before until I met her in my favorite class, government, I believe? Yeah, government class, and we knew someone from Cedars, her name was Caitlin, and it was just oh, so you're the girl that she's always been talking about. Then we just clicked, automatically, so we were actually cool friends ever since.
What is your name?
My name's Megan Upton.
What was your first impression of Hannah?
My first impression of Hannah was she was pretty quiet and reserved, but she knew sometimes how to talk, so she wasn't the quiet type that was going to just sit there and be silent the rest of her life.
Now that you know Hannah, what is your impression of her?
I feel like Hannah knows how to be assertive in a conversation. What I mistook for quietness was just more being reserved. So she was waiting until the right moment to speak instead of just speaking to speak, which I think is actually a really good trait to have, especially later on in life.
What is your name?
My name is Ryan Lilly.
What is your impression of Hannah?
My impression of Hannah is that she's a strong person, both in and outside of the classroom. I think she's really dedicated to her schoolwork, and she really strives to be better than she is before. And then outside of the classroom, I think she's also strong in that she faced a lot of obstacles kind of head on, and she's not afraid to keep moving forward after. So say she's a very strong person.
What is your name?
My name is Nicholas Moon.
What was your first impression of Hannah?
When I first seen Hannah, before talking to her, she seemed really serious. Like, she doesn't play around a lot. She seemed really sophisticated as well. But she is sophisticated now, but she's also really like funny and a great friend.
Now that you know Hannah, what is your impression of her?
I'd say Hannah is really nice, and she's she has like a really like exciting personality, and she likes to make friends. I can tell she likes to make new friends and wants to like really I don't know, be close to others.
What is your name?
Kendrick Hall.
What was your first impression of Hannah?
My first impression was amazed. Amazed because she kind of made me a better person when I first met her, and she's actually one of the people I actually can trust throughout my life.
What do you think of Hannah?
When I think of Hannah, I think of a leader and someone I can come to when I'm down and have problems, because I know she won't judge me. She always tries to find the best in people and tells it how it is. Like, she won't lie to you, and she'll tell you the truth for your own good.
Describe your relationship with Hannah.
My relationship with Hannah has grown so much over the years. Like, when I was younger, and because we're 4 years apart, when I was younger, our relationship wasn't, like, we weren't close because we didn't really have anything to relate to. But now, like, because we're both in, like, middle school and high school, so we have, like, a lot to talk about, and, like, we share a lot of stuff, and we keep secrets. Like, we keep secrets. So our relationship, I think, is really close now, and I hope it'll stay like that.